What is self-defense? I know this sounds like a pointless question. I know it sounds kind of obvious, but believe me, there's a lot of confusion out there about exactly what is and what is not self-defense. So let's begin by talking about what self-defense isn't. So here's what self-defense is not. Self-defense is not a fight. Although it may look like one, there's a huge difference between a fight and a self-defense situation. Self-defense is not a sport. I know in lots of sport karate, dojo walls, windows, signs, business cards, brochures, or whatever, right there along with how many trophies they've earned, and with all the trophies that you see in the window and stuff, there's the listing, self-defense. I'm not saying that a karate person or a black belt cannot protect themselves. But then again, I wouldn't say that a wrestler can't protect themselves either. However, a wrestler is not training to defend himself. He's training to compete against somebody else of equal placement, of equal position, of equal ability, supposedly, size, gender, the whole deal, to see who's the better man. Okay? So it's not a sport. Self-defense is not a tough guy contest. This isn't one of those things where he bumps me, I bump him, we look at each other and agree to take it out to the parking lot. Okay? This is not about seeing who's the better person. Okay? This is about going home safely. Right? Here's something else that self-defense is not. Self-defense is not a game. Okay? It's not this thing where we get together and we kind of like play around like, 6-year-olds in a sandbox. It's not that you can't have a lot of fun in training. We have tons of fun in our programs and our training, but the fun comes from the interaction with folks and the storytelling and jokes and things like that go on in class, not who can put the newest tricky move onto somebody or who can pin somebody down, so they can't get up, neener, neener, neener. Those kind of game-playing things that just go on way too often in training programs. Right? Yes, this is serious business, so we want to keep it lighthearted. I don't want my students to become paranoid, but at the same time, we have to remember what the end product is supposed to be. The end product is supposed to be you being able to defend yourself and escape from somebody who wants to take away your body parts, your ability to move easily in the world, or wants to take you out of the lives of your friends and family. That's what it comes down to. All right, look. Self-defense is also not a choice. I can't tell you how many people believe that, it's just an option. It's kind of like, and we'll talk about this in another video, where they think that, taking martial arts or taking self-defense is like, deciding you're going to go vacation in the Bahamas. Okay? It's a choice among a bunch of other choices. It isn't. All you have to do is look at the papers, watch the news, just know what's going on in your community, and you'll see that, with the statistics that are going on and with the statistics that are out there, self-defense is, if it once was, it is no longer a choice. Self-defense is a responsibility, and that responsibility is yours, and we're going to be talking about that later on as well. Self-defense is not someone else's responsibility. Okay? It's not the responsibility of your spouse. I can't tell you how many times I've heard women say, oh, well, that's my husband's job to keep me safe. How often during a day, if you're a woman, how often during a day is your husband or boyfriend with you? Right? If you both work, I'm betting it's an hour to 3. Okay? So whose job is it during the rest of the time? Okay? If you're a guy, if you're really taking that on as your responsibility to protect your wife or whatever, same question. How often are you with them? Okay, my wife doesn't have a choice. My daughters, my children don't have a choice. Many of them don't like taking class. Now that may make me a mean dad, but you know what? It's my responsibility to make sure that they're safe in the world, and that includes those times when I'm not with them. So the best thing I can do, the most loving thing I can do, whether they like it or not, is to make sure that they have the skills necessary to defend themselves against whatever, should I not be there to do it for them. Last thing I want to say about what self-defense is not, okay? A self-defense situation is not fair. If you're looking for fair, if you automatically assume fairness, then you're automatically assuming sport, competition, games, those kind of things. Okay? This is not fair. The fact that the attacker picked you out of a crowd of options, identified you as the easiest target to them in their mind. So let's go back to the self-defense thing. All right? Now let's take a look at the legal definition. And I am by no means giving you legal advice. Check this out for yourself. Do your own research, talk to a lawyer, whatever. Okay? But as an ex-federal police officer, the generally accepted definition across the board, and again I'm going to paraphrase, but the generally accepted definition of self-defense is the first action taken to protect yourself from an attack. It's not to knock somebody down and then jump on them and start pounding them into the ground. The idea is to avoid, evade, or escape from danger. Right? So let me say that again. Self-defense is avoiding, evading, or escaping from danger. You didn't choose to be there. Why would you choose to stay there even if you started to win? All right? So, yeah, there's different things. I mean, if you're in law enforcement, you may need to restrain the person and hold them there. Okay? But self-defense is over at the point where you're back in charge. Anything you do after that, it's not self-defense. Okay? Let's keep that real straight. Okay? So, self-defense is also protecting yourself or another of your choosing from a brutal assailant or some other danger. Okay? And self-defense is a situation not of your choosing that you are forced to deal with. I'm going to say that one more time. Self-defense is a situation not of your choosing that you are forced to deal with. Okay? Hope this has made things a little bit more clear about what self-defense is or isn't, at least from the perspective that I take when we're dealing with this thing. Lots of other people can argue a different point, and that's okay. However, I have been there. I've been in fights. I chose to be there. I was an agreed upon combatant, so to speak. Okay? If I go to war with somebody or countries go to war, that's a fight. Okay? They both agreed to be there. There they are. Okay? When somebody invades, okay, you have an attacking force and you have defenders. It's not a fight. It's a self-defense situation. We're talking about self-preservation. It's the same thing in a self-defense situation, right? In a fight, and again, we'll talk about this later, you've got two or more combatants, but they all choose to be there, right? In a self-defense situation, you may have two or more combatants, but at least one of those people, they don't want to be there. They didn't choose to be there. They didn't agree to be there, and they're not trying to prove anything. They're trying to get out. They're trying to get away. Very, very different, okay? So again, this is Shidoshi Miller from Warrior Concepts International, and hopefully you'll stay up with this this video series, and I'll see you in the next lesson. If you like this video and want to learn more about what it takes to really be safe in today's often dangerous world, I'd like to give you 20 more videos absolutely free. Just go to www.warrior-concepts-online.com/self-defense self-defense-videos.html. Register and I'll give you 20 more. Okay?